Hi everybody, Sarah Outlaw from Natural Health Improvement Center, South Jersey, and Natural Health Improvement Center of Gmoomg. This morning talking to you about GMOs. Now, what the heck is a GMO? I'm sure you guys know by now. You're very smart. I have very smart friends and very smart patients. And Facebook land has told you all that GMOs are genetically modified organisms. What does that mean to you? What does a genetic modified organism mean to you? It means that the foods that you're consuming are modified unnaturally. Now, the GMO people like Monsanto would like to tell you that these are safe and natural for you and that biotech products are safer than any other products, but that is just not true. And I'm going to tell you why in a moment. The biotech GMO products are not generally safer because they are irradiated. They use radiation to kill off things, and when you get to the food, there's no nutritional value, and that's not okay. I want to give you a list of genetically modified organisms so that you kind of know what is going on and what to look for when you are purchasing your products. So I need to do an entire hour lecture on this subject because a little 6-minute video is not going to tell you what you need to know about them. You really need to delve into this head first and understand what you're getting into as far as genetically modified organisms and what that means. So some specific foods, some specific things that you can stop eating right now that will help you with eliminating genetically modified things from your diets are stop eating corn. Field and sweet corn, both are genetically modified. I now practice in Iowa, and I have some connections with some people who work at a major corn producing company out there, and they told me that no corn on the face of the United States of America is actually not GMO at this point. They all are. Even the corn that says it's organic, non-GMO has been contaminated by genetically modified organisms. That's just the way it is. We have proof. They said there are people that work there. They say it's bull that there is non-GMO corn in America. There just isn't. So even your labels that say non-GMO and organic, yes, it's grown organically, but unfortunately those seeds have been contaminated. There's been cross-contamination, and now all of our corn in this country is GMO. And that is really, really sad because now we cannot have non-GMO corn ever. So if you want to have non-GMO corn, you're going to have to get it from another country because you can't have it here anymore. So GMOs have contaminated the world. We're doomed. Okay, so the other crop that is completely GMO is soybeans. Now, there are some places that are growing soybeans that are not GMO, and not all of them have been contaminated because there is a farm, specifically standard process farm, that hasn't had their seeds contaminated. Thank God, not yet, right? So they haven't had their seeds contaminated yet. So the standard process soy that they grow is not contaminated by the GMOs like the corn has been. We also have cotton, which is GMO, all cotton, and canola oil, also GMO, genetically modified. Alfalfa, that's another one. Alfalfa, oh my gosh, I love alfalfa. It's an herb. I use it for so many things in practice and in my own personal life. It has so many therapeutic benefits. It's full of bioavailable vitamins and minerals, but it's genetically modified now. And you have to really look at the source in order to get the right kind. Be really careful, buyer beware, because of the contamination. Sugar beets. So we have sugar beets, which have become genetically modified for viruses and pest resistance, and that is also an issue. So we've got papaya. Papaya is also genetically modified. Arctic apples and potatoes and salmon. They're now genetically modifying salmon, you guys. Really, fish? That is so disgusting. So pretty soon, we are not going to be able to eat anything that's not contaminated, and I don't know how we're going to get our food. We're all going to have to move to convents or something and grow our own food, and then that's going to become illegal because what are we going to do? So I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about biotech, which is genetically modified, and people have been modifying things since the beginning of time, splicing and dicing. That's a little bit different than genetically modified. There's been no gene changes until recently. So, excuse me, my computer keeps freezing on me. The wheat used for pasta, there's some technology that came into play after World War II that has been used for changing the wheat, and I'm going to do a separate video that's all about wheat soon because there's some information that I wanted to share with you about wheat specifically. Asian pears, they're irradiated. They are irradiated at a facility in Japan, so all those beautiful Asian pears that you get in the stores, completely disgusting. Unfortunately, hate to tell you, be the bearer of bad news. Barley, that's used for Irish beer and Scotch whiskey. Sorry guys, you gotta throw away your whiskey and your Scotch now, because guess what? It comes from a corn that was irradiated at a nuclear research facility. What? Really? Yes, sorry, your alcohol is now tainted as well. And asparagus, all asparagus consumed today is the product of biotechnology. All of it. All of it. So what are we going to do? We're trusting our labels, right? We're trusting our labels to tell us the truth. And the truth and labeling laws don't necessarily protect us as a consumer. They protect big businesses. So we're in trouble. We are in trouble, you guys. Our food is all contaminated. Our food is not containing the nutrients that it's supposed to. We as an American people are not getting the nutrition from our own food. That's why people like me, nutrition response testing practitioners, nutritionists, why our businesses are booming, because people are waking up and they're saying, you know what? I'm not getting the nutrition I need from my food. I need more. I need help. People are coming to me with really clean diets recently. I'm seeing really awesome food laws. I'm like, you guys eat clean. Why are they so sick? Why are they so sick? They're not eating fake food. They're actually eating real food, but they're just as sick as the people coming in eating McDonald's every day. Why is that? Because the food that they're eating is irradiated, it is genetically modified, they're getting it from Produce Junction, they're getting it from other places. It's not actually real food. It's conventionally grown, it's full of pesticides. Some of these things are one molecule away from plastic. It's amazing what is happening with our food. I'm really scared for us as a society, because we're not recognizing these things. But thankfully, there are people out there, nutrition response testing practitioners like me. We're not afraid to get online and spread the word, spread the news, and let you guys know what's going on. So do a couple Google searches if you want. Do your own research. Check out genetically modified organisms. There are some really bad mutant type of viruses and bacteria and parasites that are coming out of genetically modified organisms. Look up ropeworms. That is something that has not been part of our society previously, but now ropeworms are part of us because of genetically modified organisms. So do your research, get educated. I have a degree in this stuff, you guys, so this is not new to me, but it might be new to you as far as nutrition and how it affects your brain, how it affects your gut. There's a huge connection between the gut and the brain. So if you are putting organisms in your body that are not supposed to be there, your body is not recognizing as food, and you're going to have that brain connection too. So we see a rise in anxiety, depression, all sorts of mental issues because of gut issues that can be helped if we're getting the proper nutrition. I see this every day. I have the biggest practice because of all of these things that have been going on with our foods, and that's why we've been so successful as nutritionists. So if you have any questions, let us know. You can feel free to send us emails at either of our offices. I work in Des Moines, Iowa. I work in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. The Cherry Hill address, as far as the email goes, is info@nhicsoutjersey.com, and the Des Moines is info@nhicdesmoines.com. You can feel free to shoot me an email anytime if you have questions about that, but I really encourage you to do your own research. Don't take my word for it, even though this is what I do on a daily basis. I breathe, sleep, and eat nutrition, and what I do for my patients on a daily basis. But you as the consumer need to be aware of what you are getting and what you are consuming and putting in your mouth and feeding your children, because guess what? They're the next generation. They're the ones that are going to suffer from the money grab, the greed, all of that, with big pharma and all of that. So we see it in our kids. I have more sick kids coming to me now than I've ever seen before, and over half of my practice is kids. I currently have over 2,000 patients, and guess what? Over 1,000 of them are children, and they are sick. Our hospitals are full, and that's not okay with me, and it shouldn't be okay with you either. Our children are not our guinea pigs. Our children are the future. Let's make sure that we're feeding them right, and we're educating ourselves as parents on what to feed them. Make sure we know this information so we can make better educated decisions on what to do for them. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you learned something from this little clip. I will be doing a longer presentation on genetically modified foods and foods in general at a later date, but I have to go back to work to see patients. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Make someone smile today. Have a happy, healthy day. Have a good one. Bye.